So after that embarrassing shoehorning of a new convenient plot device in the bellwether, I guess Marcus wanted the hippie to get a chance at DedSec. Of course, I was so thankful of the fact that Ubisoft wouldn't dare to have this group face adversity beyond a single mission, because, you see, that would require effort. And trust me, don't be fooled by this.
Yeah, we all at risk now because my name's got a red flag on it. Yeah, people are gonna start making the connections.
It's almost like the writers are self-aware at this point, because only a few seconds later and...
If you want, I could scrub you from the system. If you give me a couple hours.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
So the rest of the fuckboys come along. Satara has a strop, Wrench is an asshole as per usual, Josh is archetypally deficient, and Horatio does what Horatio does best. Absolutely nothing. Well, we have a new character in the group. I'm sure he's going to be a great addition to the plot.
So,
Let's look at the big shot data harvester. Our friends at Nudle.
what you didn't know was that Bloom's already got their grubby paws all over that data.
Oh shit.
So apparently Nudle, Google, is collaborating with Bloom. Now originally I had an entire paragraph ranting about why this mission makes absolutely no sense at all. It essentially boggles down to the fact that these guys are saying that by infiltrating Google, we'll be able to get ammunition, which apparently will allow us to take down other companies.
Yo, if we could get a hold of this ammunition, we could take down a whole lot of different targets.
Yet the game never explains what it actually means with ammunition. It leaves it completely ambiguous, which just makes me wonder why we even bother to go to Google in the first place. Like, aren't you looking at the ammunition right now? Isn't the knowledge that this is even happening in the first place sufficient for your cause? If we go to Google right now, wouldn't we just find out something we already know?
We could take down a whole lot of different targets.
This doesn't make any sense either. Why would Google have information about companies that have nothing to do with them? Of course, I shouldn't really be surprised that it's written this poorly. Obviously, this mission only exists for the sake of more padding. But arguably, it also exists for one other reason.
I can help with that. You can't hack Nudle unless you get into the server farm. You can't get into the server farm without clearance. Hell, you can't even get on the grounds unless you're an employee there.
Oh wow, seems like the writers finally want to give Horatio some much needed character development. Only took them half the campaign. So apparently Horatio works at Google and he has a plan where we can use the Google buses to do
I
it.
bet you Marcus can pose as an employee?
Oh, he could do more than pose as an employee, Satara. Tell him what you told me, Horatio.
Noodle buses.
Alright, can I just point out how dumb this entire plan is? What do you mean use the Google buses? I can go on their premises just fine outside of this mission. Look, I'm strolling around their premises, Horatio. Where's the problem? If you're going to shoehorn this idiot back into the campaign, at least make it look like you care. So we do this really boring and pointless driving section, which quite literally only exists for the sake of more padding. I'm not even lying. This wouldn't be the first time they've done this. When we do eventually make it to Google, we get some of the greatest dialogue in gaming history.
Yo, Horatio, man, I'm scared, bro.
What is it?
Don't nobody look like us.
Oh, man, welcome to Silicon Valley. What do you call a black man surrounded by thousands of white people? Mr. President, you haven't experienced corporate life until you're the only brother in a meeting and have to represent all of blackdom. If I had a nickel for every time someone complimented me for being well-spoken.
The mission ends with Dushan bribing some character we've never seen before into giving him information. And I'm like, okay, this is mystery. There's something to untangle. Then I realized that the thing we had to untangle was the fact that the game was now introducing new elements, but not explaining any of them.
Of course, fucking Lenny.
Citizens of the world, may I have your fucking pathetic attention?
So the DedSec app gets hacked, okay?
Shut the fuck up! Ah! So, are we gonna work for this?
Absolutely. We're not letting these trolls drag us into their sewer.
Hey, listen up. We're not gonna let Primate derail us. Let's be smart about this.
I would say this is an interesting turning point in this group's attitudes, but do you really think I take Primate as a threat? Like, this is Watch Dogs 2, where every protagonist is ridiculously overpowered. This should be a minor annoyance for them, not some grand obstacle to overcome. I mean, it was what, like 2 missions ago that everyone was sulking and trying to give up, and then in the same mission they were like, ah, never mind, we're alright. Like, Ubisoft, you can fool me once, but you can't fool me twice with this kind of forced conflict. Let's see what plan Marcus has against this organization.
Sons of Ragnarok.
What?
Hell yeah, Sons of Ragnarok. They hire themselves out to Sons of Ragnarok, right?
Who?
So we find out as much as we can.
The Sons of Ragnarok, that one gang that's never been developed or even established. Yeah, I like that. That's a good wrinkle in this story, as they're gonna confuse the shit out of people.
Yo, Josh, man, where you at?
Now it's war. Move.
Back down.
So what? Well, what good is going to war with them? It won't break their lock on us. It doesn't change anything. They got in. Now it's war. Move.
Oh yeah, if you're wondering who Primate is, then should have been paying more attention. They have been established, mind you, and that completely pointless cutscene of that completely pointless mission set by that completely pointless character at the start of the game.
You heard of Primate? Those are some real dirty hacking motherfuckers.
Yeah, I've brushed up against them before. It wasn't pleasant.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Who's Lenny? These are the convenient plot devices for this mission, who definitely won't be discarded and forgotten about the second we move on to the next. We go to some bar somewhere where apparently a bunch of those Ragnarok people are vibing. Turns out they've been ordering rigged ATM machines from Primate. So to stop the Sons of Ragnarok from deploying them against civilians, we decide to blow them up. Actually, kind of admirable. Well, it would be if I didn't just completely lie to you, because of course that's not the reason we're doing this. Here's the actual reason. By DedSec blowing up the Sons of Ragnarok's ATM machines, they are going to cut ties with Primate. Now you may be wondering, why? That makes absolutely no sense. That's like me walking into Microsoft with a tomahawk, smashing up all the computers there, and Microsoft suing Dell for property damage. Why does this plan make any sense? It doesn't! Also, there's an upgrade in the game that allows you to strap C4s onto your drone, so I beat this mission in 2 minutes. Whoever designed it this way is a fucking bellend. Let's go to the heart of the operation, the Primate Bunker. Yep, it's been half an hour, didn't even know your name yesterday, and now I'm taking down your entire organization. But hey, we have to finish this arc eventually, right? Better sooner than later. And what better way to round out this exciting plotline with some boring puzzling? I didn't mention these puzzles in the last part, mainly because I thought from what I did cover about the gameplay, you would have gotten a good enough impression of how bad it is. So see this as the creme de la poop of Watch Dogs 2's gameplay. You have an energy source, and by rotating these pieces around, you have to direct it to a specific endpoint. It's really not very well done. It is literally just one of those train track puzzling games, but without any variety, any change, or difficulty. The puzzles don't get harder, they just make them bigger, thus wasting more of your time. I mean, if you're stuck randomly moving these pieces around until something clicks is an entirely viable strategy. It's not fun. Alright, yay, we finished that subplot. Let's quickly move on to the next. We're at a restaurant and the FBI is spying on us.
Hey, Satara. Hey, put this up on the screen, Josh. It's from Miranda. You're being followed. A friend of mine has given this to you at great risk. Watch your backs, there's a target on it.
Target?
Who's Miranda? She's a character. She was in the Red Room mission from last time, but including her would have wasted too much time. So this mission pushes the narrative that the FBI is being really scummy because they're going after a hacker group which poses a direct threat to national security, thus making this entire mission an exercise of fuck did you expect? There's a part where Wrench admits he's stalking some poor woman at a coffee shop. That's it. Here's a funny.
They want control of all the 0 days, and they don't want competition.
Damn, now the FBI is in on it? Hacking might not be cool anymore.
I'm not joking, Marcus.
Now, where were we? Oh, right.
I'm not not joking, Marcus.
There's this horrible part where Wrench gets taken in by the FBI and there's an entire objective not based around the fact that Wrench is taken in by the FBI, because you see, Wrench is fine. He's free. Dushan saved him. But no, because you see, Marcus is still not done. There is one critical item that is out of our grasp.
God damn it, you motherfuckers! I'm coming to get that mask back.
What?
Wrench?
I'm here.
I'm getting your mask back.
You
No.
saw that?
You heard
Nobody
right.
does you like that.
We are going to the FBI bunker so we can get a fucking mask. Nope. We're not doing that. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Goodbye. Where the hell has Horatio been, by the way? He's dead. I'm sorry. Am I not being convincing enough?
Horatio, man, I'm here, man. Hey, call 911, guys, call 911. I'm here, man, I'm here. Help, okay? Hang on. He's dead, guys. Sorry, Josh, he's fucking dead.
So Ubisoft decides to kill off Horatio? Mixed thoughts on that. I mean, I appreciate the fact that he's gone. That is a plus. On the other hand, this makes no sense. Why is this gang going after Horatio? It's never explained. I mean, I do think it's pretty funny that in a game that has so much to say about the social injustices in society, Horatio is the only character in the game who dies. The first and only character to die in Watch Dogs 2 is black. But no, this is really sad. Horatio was like my favorite character. I really liked the part where he... And I also really enjoyed that time when... But really, the best part about his character was... He worked at Google, I think. Alright, next mission. Back to Ray! So NASA has been launching a bunch of satellites into space. Now, because on our checklist we haven't yet ticked off interstellar capitalism, let's get to it, lads! So these satellites are actually owned by Bloom. They're going to expand globally! Man, these stakes are insurmountable. I am shaking in my boots. So I guess this is one of the more unique missions in the game. We go to NASA, hack into the next rocket launch, and when we're up there in space, our task is to jump between different data points around the planet. It's really kind of boring because, you see, it's the same thing we've been doing for the past few hours, but they just glorified it to high hell. So there's literally nothing to it.
These guys a little mental about this.
Marcus, what are you up to?
Nuh-uh, it's a surprise.
Yes! Marcus, you beautiful bastard!
Hey, who's on Bloom's client list?
We got Nudle, we got Invite, we got Tidis, we got Galilei. We got the government.
So we hack into one of the largest Bloom data centers in the country, and I feel like that should be pretty critical. Like, hey, isn't this enough now? We have definitive proof that collusion is happening. Don't you want to expose them now? No. Because, you see, we are going to spend the next few hours of this game going to the people we already know are working with Bloom so we can find out that they're working with Bloom. Why do we need to go to those places if we already know what they're doing? Your guess is as good as mine.
In a free and just society, every person is treated with dignity. In a free and just society, leaders are accountable to those they govern. And in a free and just society, individuals can rise as far as their talents and hard work will take them.
Do you believe your society is just? Do you believe you are free? Perhaps you trust in the power of democracy, that your vote counts. Companies now buy politicians and manipulate elections. Do you believe in the power of the free market? The stock exchange is a puppet show. Your wealth is controlled by people you've never met. Do you believe the government protects you? National defense now aims to protect the government from you. Join us as we launch our biggest operation yet. DedSec will give you the truth. Do what you will.
Wow, that was so woke. I can hardly believe it. Man, I'm so glad this video game prioritizes wokeness over being a good video game. It's almost impossible for me to believe that the only reason this mission exists is because Ubisoft wanted to awkwardly shove in the 2016 US elections. Yep, we're Really doing this. Let me give you the shortest rundown possible, just to reduce the pain. So apparently the evil white Republican, whose greatest crime is the fact that he's bold, is using Facebook to boost his election campaign. Therefore, to maintain democracy, we gather evidence of this so we can expose him and get everyone in the country to vote for the good-hearted white woman Democrat, who gets so little character development that we only get to see her for 2 solid seconds worth of cutscene. They even bothered to shove in the ATM mission from last time, except this time the Republicans decided to rig the voting machines. Alright.
Got them all.
Now you should probably get out of there.
No effort! The dick around of fun continues to Tidis, who make guns, weapons, and other shooty things. Turns out they've been collaborating with Bloom to produce weapons. But first, we have to find a way to break into their facility.
US is going the way of all control systems. That's why Junior here is a little bot on a mission.
No, he's not. That is not your fucking call.
Wait, you think you're just gonna skip through Tidis's front door and steal all their dirty secrets? Even Uncle Sam.
So Wrench doesn't want us to put his stupid robot on a kamikaze mission because the robot is his friend. That is so sad. So after Wrench cries like a 5-year-old, we finally get that stupid robot off his hands.
Wait, you trying to topple Goliath?
The more of them we drag into the light, the more torches and pitchforks we're gonna see in response.
You sure you want to compare your followers to a bunch of angry villagers?
Yeah, well, no, man, but the people are angry, and they should be. They're taking back what's theirs.
Which people? I haven't seen a single NPC actually fighting for your cause. From what I can tell, our actions are having 0 consequence on the world. Like I said, nothing's happened in the story still. So, is Marcus schizophrenic? I think he needs to get off those alcohol binges. We do a kind of boring but kind of interesting puzzle section where we're controlling the robot and navigating it through a series of conveyor belts. It's not really engaging, but when your only other alternative is that goddamn flow puzzle, just give me anything else.
One of our long-term goals for Tidis robots is to construct armor capable of withstanding the strongest ballistic attacks in a combat scenario.
Oh no, they're making weapons to quell the protesters. Now let me ask again. Which protesters? Like I said, the world hasn't changed. Which protesters, Marcus? Are you okay? Wow, there's a spider bot and we get to use it, but not really in an interesting way. It's a control test facility. You don't actually get to rampage San Francisco with a giant robot spider. So I don't care. Next, there's Asian people, and they're using the bellwether to make a bank on the stock exchange. Wowee, that is really bad. They have a ship. We go on the ship, we hack them, and then we fly off on that giant drone thing we alluded to 20 hours ago.
Okay. What? Fuck.
We all have our specialties, like Josh over there. Always building shit that shouldn't work. Now he's trying to build this big-ass drone.
A true sign of masterful artistry. Paying attention has never been rewarded so greatly before. In fact, you get 2 rewards. What's the other one?
Fuck. Hey, yo, Josh, man. Rich, this is crazy! Oh, God. Oh, shit. So fucking down.
Bad writing. Contradictions.
Okay, so we released everything we have on Duchamp, okay? Let the public hang him like they did fucking Mussolini.
Breaking his neck isn't the answer.
Well, sitting on our asses isn't either, okay?
Shut up!
Hey look, Wrench is being an asshole again. Just Wrench. What a lovable character.
We've got some really bad news. Can you come in?
What's going on?
Marcus, you're all over the news. Homeland Security just put you on their most wanted list.
The fuck?
Better come to ground, amigo.
Wait, what? Oh. Oh yeah, it's the final mission now. Yeah, there you go. No build-up, no tension, no excitement. Here's the final mission, you cunt. We've been marked as a national security threat, meaning that it's now or never for us to take down Bloom once and for all. So the final mission is divided into 3 parts. The first is with Satara, which is literally just another one of those fucking puzzles, go fuck yourself. The second part is with Wrench, where we're tasked with getting to point B. It's what we've been doing this entire game, except we don't have access to a full arsenal of utility. Now, this doesn't matter, of course, because the taser is still the best gun in the game, and, you know, we had the taser. So once again... No effort! And the last part is with Marcus, where we head directly into Bloom HQ to take down the air gap computer. Don't know what an air gap computer is? Neither did I. Which is why I had to Google it. Game didn't want to explain it. So this final part is what we've been doing for the last 20 missions of this game. There's no boss fight, no epic conclusion, nothing of the sort. We just go to point B, press a button, and the game's done. The final cutscene is us going to Dushan's penthouse, and we're like, damn bro, you're kind of a dick bro. And he's like, totally bro. And we're like, pick up the phone. You won't.
Man, it could be important. Let me tell you a story. Our story. Everything you've done, it's all out there now. Violating the public trust, manipulating the stock market, lies, fraud.
Fucking bellwether. All of it.
What happens if you actually answer it this time? Maybe it's Bloom sending you to face the firing squad alone. Or maybe it's your lawyer telling you there's no place to run. Maybe it's just a telemarketer. You really should answer it this time. Whoever it is, you're done fucking people over.
So then Dushan gets arrested, and all I'm thinking was, what was the point of any of that when all we needed to do was call the police on him? Also, this doesn't solve the whole "we're on the FBI watch list, y'all" thing. Really, the police should have been arresting you. But no, because if they did arrest him, then we won't get this really wholesome ending.
It's a switch on your fears, fear of the other. They tried to isolate you. It's called divide and conquer, and they tricked you into thinking it's what you asked for. To keep you controlled and ignorant. They use CTOS to track you, to predict your behavior, to keep you in your place. They lied to you. And we promised to expose them and show you the truth. We invited you to join us, and you did. You said with one voice, we will not be lied to. We will not be afraid. We will not be silent.
Wow, that's like really inspirational, man. God. Look at this thumb. What a fucking idiot. I am glad the writers are admitting the game isn't good enough to speak for itself, so they had to make sure to jam the points home just one more time at the end. Also, I don't mean to burst your guys' bubble, but aren't there still like a bunch of loose ends in the story? Like, I thought my mission was to take down Bloom and CTOS. Yet Bloom and CTOS are still operational. I thought you guys wanted to take down CTOS, right? So why is CTOS still a thing at the end? Yes, Dushan is arrested. Wow, incredible. Yet, in that final fuck you of a video right before the credits, you yourself admit that
they will scapegoat him. Paint him as a rogue element. Claim it was a singular random incident.
So let me ask again. What did you accomplish? Bloom is still standing. CTOS is still standing. What about the fact that you're a wanted man? Marcus? What about Lenny, huh? What happened to her? Did she just disappear? What about all those gangs? Are they just going to leave us alone? Whatever happened to Wrench's girlfriend, by the way? And you still haven't told me why that mask is so important. Also, what's happened to all those other companies we exposed? Did they just get off scotch-free? Fucking Bellwether? Whatever happened to that, huh? What about all of those other things you started but never finished, Marcus? You know, if I could propose to this group one final closing message, it would be, what the fuck are you celebrating about?
A coconut nut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat.
I need to pour myself one after that ordeal. Watch Dogs 2 is not a good video game, and this series of videos should have made that abundantly clear by now. Everything, from the characters to the story, all the way up to the gameplay itself, everything has something wrong with it. The writing is boring, at times naive. I can't tell if the writers actually thought they were constructing some social commentary masterpiece. To me, it felt more like something a stuck-up Californian Starbucks girl would write about in her diary. Other times, it's comedic how much the writers actually think we're invested into the story. Sometimes it's just funny because of how poorly written it is. The characters are boring, archetypal nothings who you will most likely forget about 10 minutes after closing this video. In fact, it's quite indicative of how awful the writing is, when my favorite piece of dialogue in the game is the part where one of the characters gets told to shut the fuck up. It's quite sad, really, how much the game thinks it has to say. And while I don't necessarily disagree with the message, at the end of the day, I never went into Watch Dogs 2 wanting to learn something new about our world or society. I came because I wanted to play a good video game. And while a video game can have a message in it, a video game can have social commentary and be good, it has to be a good video game first. Just because your game is woke does not mean it gets brownie points. It only shows me further that you had to overcompensate for a lack of actual plot. I would have loved to talk about the gameplay more, but I couldn't, because it sucks, and that's all there is to it. It has a novelty for the first few hours. Minutes. It just doesn't really attempt anything new, yet doesn't do anything very well either. The hacking feels wishy-washy, a bit like a cup of tea with too much milk in it. It's surface level, gamey, and might as well have not even been in the final product. The AI sucks, it's abusable, the puzzles are awful, they're boring, they're repetitive, they're not really difficult either. All the levels are just the same, they just have a different coat of paint. Overall, if you're in it for the gameplay, just play Hitman. Really, the only people I feel bad for are the countless artists and voice acting talent who actually seemed to care and unsurprisingly carried the entire game on their back. But sadly, even the sturdiest of hunchbacks crumble eventually when the load they're carrying is just too much. Either way, thank you to the many artists and voice actors who worked on this game. You didn't make me want to completely off myself halfway through. Finishing Watch Dogs 2 is a lot like what I imagine a hangover to feel like. It may have been funny and whimsical the day before, but upon a short while later, when you regain consciousness with that burning migraine, severe drowsiness, and a distinct lack of hunger, you'll be consumed by three things: frustration, anxiety, and worst of all, regret.